just full disclosure, it says Los White Sox, but only because it's got the flag and it says Boricua on the back. And then it's got the Iron Banner, and my mom gave it to me, so that's why I'm wearing it. I'm still a Cubs fan, but Cubs didn't do a heritage night, so anyways.
I mean, shit, I'm not a Bears fan, and I'm over here adjusting the logo.
Yeah.
But I also wanted our logo to be up there.
So I'm going to do one of these so you can see the flag and not really focus on the logo. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. We pull back the curtain, give you some insight on what goes on behind the scenes at favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective.
You didn't pull up the soundboard.
I did not either.
No.
Idea. Okay.
There you go.
This is my idea. Just jumping in my Discord and just...
That's fair. Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if it'll pick it up, but that's all
It does. It does. As long as we have the phone like closer to the mic.
Good.
That whole recording thing, it could work, but it would just be more work for me than I want to do. So fuck it.
Okay, it's coming from here.
Yeah, yours sounds pretty low.
We'll see if that picks up.
We will see. Why does yours sound so low?
I don't know.
Maybe it's within your Discord. I don't know. Anyways, so what's up, motherfuckers?
Yes.
And what are we here to discuss today?
Oh man, we have some follow-ups here. Just to get right into it. So I went to the Bacardi Coquito competition that they had a couple hours before our thing that we did later on this past Monday. And I went in there with semi-open mind. You know, I went in there just to I really just wanted to see what was going on and just see how it went down and how they were doing everything. And it was cool. You know, ran into people that I knew. It was nice. It was well organized. It was dope. Talked to some of the people that were working it and this and that. It was cool. It was really dope. Like all the entrants, they were nice. They were talented. You know, they know their stuff. And all the cocktails were delicious. So I preface this by saying like everything there was cool. Like it was delicious, talented people, nothing negative about them. So I just want to say what I'm about to say next. I don't mean this it's not attacking any person individually. Mm-hmm. I'm not attacking anybody that was working that or a part of it or adjacent to that. So I'm not attacking anyone whatsoever. This is just an observation and maybe a little bit of criticism, you know, sprinkled in there, but okay. It's not really, this is not a hate take at all. Surprisingly, I know, right? It's fucking shocker.
Hate take. I like that. I haven't heard that before, but continue.
So I got some notes here.
All right.
That I wanted to go through. First, let's start with how they judged it. So they had a people's choice where the attendees can, you know, taste the coquitos, and then we drop a little token in the ballots marked with which bar they're representing. So that was a people's choice. And then a judge's choice. A judge is judging, I guess. I don't know. Judge voting. Jesus Christ.
Judges
sorry.
Judging?
Judges be judging, man. Damn.
Judges just be judging, man.
I swear. So you had a judge's vote as well. Now, from my understanding, the people's vote still had like a secondary prize or whatever. But I believe the judge's vote was the one that moves people to the next stage and so on and so forth, which grants them the trip to Puerto Rico. So that's what the grand prize is, for those that don't know, is a trip to Puerto Rico and a trip to the Bacardi distillery, which is cool, which I think, if I read the flyer right, totals to anywhere between $3,000 and $3,500 in total cost of the trip. I think that's what it said. cool. It's a cool prize. I keep saying
After
a lot.
everything we said in the last episode,
Yeah.
we were like, oh, it's not that cool of a trip.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Like if you
but
just say,
here,
but
when
it
you
is
hear about the distillery part, it does elevate the trip up,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Yes.
for what you're getting versus what you're giving up. Yes, that's
I still stand by that.
Still stand by
I
that
still
for
stand by
sure.
that.
But I gotta stop.
But
saying,
I will say, at least the trip has more behind it than I thought it did. So I will amend my statement there. But I do agree with you that like you're giving up more than you're getting in return. Yeah.
Because my mom even said the same shit when I talked to her on the phone. She was like, "You're giving up your recipe for this little last trip." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep.
So
Mom knows best on that.
that's cool and everything. My gripe with that is that the panel of judges, none of them are Puerto Rican. I believe one of them is mixed, half Latina. I believe is what a mutual friend of ours told us because he knew some people that was there. But none of them were Puerto Rican.
Damn, not even half.
Not even half. And that's, you know what? Okay. And the friend that was there I'm not gonna say his name or anything like that, but the friend that was there that I know, he was like, I'd asked him, I was like, hey man, I gotta know, man, are the judges Puerto Rican? He's like, no. And I just let a chuckle kind of just like this. I was like, oh shit. He's like, but listen, like hear me out. And I did. I heard him out. And he informed me that they are like well-established people to the service industry. They know their shit.
Yeah.
Like they're badass women behind the bar. Like, and I think one of them even helped start up the
it's all women.
Yeah. Great. So it was a panel of women, which is cool. And I'm not trying to take anything away from them. So, and I think one of them even like helped start the Soho House. I believe that's what he said. So like they know their shit. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's dope. And I'm not gonna take any of that away from them. But they weren't Puerto Rican, and now you are basically the gatekeepers deciding who's gonna go to Puerto Rico as non-Puerto Ricans. I kind of have a problem with that. Like just the optics of it looks bad given the climate surrounding Puerto Rico. No pun intended. That doesn't sit right with me. And
you're not the only one. Let's be clear on that too. We've had other friends who after we put that video out that they reached out or they commented the same thing. Might not have said it in the comments, but they said it to us, either responding to it in a DM or in person. Like, that kind of bothers me too, that there aren't any Puerto Ricans on the judging panel.
They're judging a Puerto Rican cocktail and then deciding if it's good enough for you to win a trip to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That does not sit right with me. Just given this past year,
you can find at least one Puerto Rican.
Huh?
You can find at least one.
You can find one. There was one in the building. You could have asked me to judge. I would have judged. I would have. You didn't have to pay me or nothing. I would have been an honorary judge or whatever. You know. But yeah, especially with everything Bad Bunny's done for the island this last year with the album and bringing attention to how bad, not just the tourism, but like how they're just trying to rip apart that island with tax breaks. And you have like shitheads like the Paul brothers that are moving there and claiming residency for tax. It's just with all that, and then you have a panel of judges that aren't Puerto Rican too, and maybe the ones that competitions are like in New York, they probably got some Puerto Rican judges. So like, you couldn't find any Puerto Ricans out here.
Yeah,
that like
could just went to Capicua and found several.
Shit, right? But so that I had a problem with that.
Yeah,
that's to me that doesn't sit right because that's like
that's fair. I think that's fair.
That's like having
fair criticism.
That's like having Gordon Ramsay judge a soul food contest.
Yeah, no, I'm not trusting his judgment.
Right, he knows his shit, but like,
I've been to his restaurant. I'm still not trusting his judgment.
Or any other any other non-Black American chef like to judge something like that. It's like you may know all your stuff, but you're missing one thing, which is you're not from that culture. Like you're just missing that one component, which is a very important component. But so even
you can't buy that.
You can't, and you can't learn it.
Yeah. You can't replicate it. You can't buy it. You either are or you are not. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just accept it. Don't try to force it. You can learn it, and you can learn a culture and respect it along the way. But if you aren't of that culture, you just have to respect that you just aren't of it. Like there are a lot of things you don't get to be a part of. You know, like I don't know what this thing is that whenever someone's like, "Oh, I don't get to be all of it," No.
Sorry.
Be happy with what little bit you get.
Yeah.
Be happy you got invited to the cookout, man.
Just be happy with that. It reminds me of that clip of one of Gordon Ramsay's shows where he makes pad thai for a Thai chef.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, this isn't pad thai. He's like, really? I thought it was good. He's like, nope. It's like, you're going to tell the Thai. Yeah. So anyways, it's like that. None of the entrants were Puerto Rican, but they were nice people. They were talented. Mm-hmm. And then none of the Coquito recipes themselves were either, like, none of them were original Coquito, like Puerto Rican recipes or nothing like that, except for one. And that was the one I voted for because I was told this was a Coquito competition. But then you're presenting these things, and he even said the same thing. He's not Puerto Rican. He's like, yeah, I used my mom's or my sister's or my girlfriend. Sorry, I'm mixing. He said I used my girlfriend's grandma's recipe. God damn, I don't know how I got.
Damn.
Yeah, he's like, I used my girlfriend's grandma's recipe.
Damn. Girl.
And then I just added this and that.
If you don't get wifed up by him, you fucked up. You just giving away the recipe. Yeah. God damn.
So that was the only so even with like adding like hazelnut or something, like not really modified, like it's an unmodified recipe for the most part. I was like, and it tastes delicious. I even told him like, this is Coquito. He's like, yeah, because all the other people was like, yeah, they're delicious, but you're doing all this and that. Is like, is it even Coquito anymore? I was like, dude, I said the same shit. It's like I literally was saying the same shit the other day. I was like, yeah, so you had somebody that did like this pumpkin spice flavor. It was basically a pumpkin spice Coquito, but it was just, it had like Thai coconut milk and other shit and this, and I'm like, one of them was like vegan. I'm like, and then one dude did like a duck fat washing or whatever. I'm just like, holy shit.
The obsession with fat washing things lately. I'm really fucking blown away by it.
One of them was like a pistachio kind of thing. And I liked it. It still tastes pretty close to Coquito, but they did something different. I'm like, okay, but I like the creativity. Do a little pistachio thing. I'm like, all right, that's cool, but still not Coquito. One did like a coffee flavor thing, which wasn't bad. And he added an egg to it. He's like, normally Coquito doesn't have egg, and I almost did like, oh well, actually. So he finished. I'm like, oh, I was like, yeah, it's like some recipes do eggs. Mine does eggs. I do mine, but to each their own, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it does. So his was pretty good, and like they were all good, but the only one I voted for was the one that tasted like Coquito, unmodified. You don't fuck with it. And then they were going up to explain it, and the dude that did the duck fat washing, his explanation was so long. It was like 5 minutes of him talking about how he came to the recipe he came to do this. I'm like, dude, that is a lot. Just even with that, it's like, that's not Coquito.
That's a circle jerk.
That's not
just you're in a circle watching him jerk himself off.
Basically. But like, he was just explaining, I'm like, this isn't Coquito, dude. This isn't a Coquito competition. This is a cocktail competition with Coquito as an inspiration. I don't even want to say as a platform, because the way they were picking that apart, I'm like, give it to this guy. Yeah. Thankfully, the guy that I voted for did get the People's Choice.
You got the People's Choice at least, okay.
The one that did like the coffee kind of spin on it, which that one was pretty good. He got the judges.
Of course.
But his was like second best to his, like the closest one. Because I was looking at the ingredients, I'm like, okay, this is pretty close. You changed a few things.
That's not a bad.
It wasn't too far off. It wasn't too far off.
I was like, damn, you told me.
I don't want to say it's like a coffee Coquito. It just had like a little subtle, I forget what the fuck it was. I had like a silent blind rage. So I was just, whatever. I'm just glad like none of the other ones didn't win, because that one, like, what the fuck is this? Fat washing, fucking Thai coconut milk. They were delicious. Okay, they were delicious. They were good. Just not Coquito.
I was just laughing because in my head I'm thinking you're like, oh, I had this silent rage. So you're just standing there with the Arthur fist, but because it's the island, you're just like,
yeah,
you're just bopping with it a little bit, bops in anger.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, it was all delicious, but I can hardly call it a Coquito competition. But Yeah, I went in there with like an open mind, like I said, or at
Yeah.
least just try to be understanding of it. And it's cool. I love the attention that they're bringing to Coquito and the island and stuff, but it just this felt like the early stages of what we'll see later on this year.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, you're gonna start seeing fucking, like I said it before, you're gonna see that shit in Erewhon or Whole Foods, and then you're gonna start seeing the fashion.
7-Eleven.
Bro, you're gonna start seeing like certain fashion pieces and stuff being sold at in like Beverly Hills and shit. And
you're gonna see some Coquito buzzballs pretty soon.
Oh my fucking god, bro!
It's not that far,
bro. It's not really
that far. It's not, man.
And like, it's cool or whatever, but it's not at the same time, because then you're not even like, I don't want to say paying respects to the culture, but it's just like, I feel what's gonna start happening soon is what white Americans have been doing with black American culture since for fucking forever. So they're gonna start doing Puerto Rican culture because they're like, oh, the world loves it. Okay, we just gotta, and then we gotta discover these things. They gotta get that old Christopher Columbus DNA working. Yeah. They gotta discover this, discover that. And so I see it happening, and it hurts to think about that because it's like, yeah, I'm glad like the world knows more about Puerto Rico, but then also what comes with that is the negative stuff of gentrifying and picking things apart and this and that, and oh my god. But
and next is the greed, and then you know, the wrong people get involved,
and no Puerto Ricans benefit from it. Nobody on the island is going to benefit from it. It's like Bad Bunny said, he doesn't want the same thing that happened to Hawaii to happen to Puerto Rico. Yeah. So he literally has a song about it. Yeah. But overall, I mean, everybody there was cool. They're talented bartenders. Everybody, you know, lots of talent in their room. However, as a Puerto Rican, I can't completely support that, especially if there's no Puerto Rican hands involved in this judging an ultimate decision. Maybe in like the final rounds there are, and I hope there is. But I'll just say, at least for the LA section, there's like no Puerto Rican involvement. So to me, I don't know. And you got Puerto Ricans in LA, Bacardi. So you just gotta, hey, reach out to us. Like, I've been making Coquito for like the last 15, 16 years. I think I'm an expert. I don't need to be an expert in cocktails, but I'm an expert in Coquito. You can have me on the panel. You can have one of our other homies who's Puerto Rican who knows this shit too. Like,
there are plenty of options.
There's plenty of ways to do it. Like, I may not be a cocktail expert, but I know my culture and I know what it means to make Coquito and that family recipe, that's been in my family for generations. And not using that to compare, but just to be like, okay, this, that, and the third, X, Y, Z. So
keep talking. I just want another shot.
Oh,
I'm off camera.
Hey, Loki, can you throw Bacardi one in there for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Just to wash that one out, please. But that's really about it. It's if Bacardi wants to run it back next year, I mean, hell, if there's a way I can submit to be a judge on the panel, I'm not saying my word is final, my word is law. Like, am I king of all Puerto Ricans? No, I'm not. But it'd be nice to have one in the room, even a half of one, where you get two halves in there and then you have a whole, like, damn, something. It was legit me and the homie Hyder were the only Puerto Ricans there.
Yeah?
Yeah, because remember, he's half Puerto Rican.
Yeah. But that's still fucking sad because he works for the company. Yeah. He was there because he had to be. Yeah. That's wasn't fucking sad.
Oh, I don't know if I should be name dropping him then. But he didn't say anything.
Yeah, he didn't say anything.
He was just there.
We're the ones talking shit.
Yeah. He didn't say anything.
I mean, shout out to Bacardi as a whole. You know, and everything you said, I feel leads into what I wanted to talk about.
But did I say anything that like came off as like
no
right? I wasn't trying to like sugarcoat anything either,
right?
Because at the very beginning I said like I do not approve of this. So I just want to make sure my words did not come off as attack. Like an attack.
I don't feel like you are criticizing. You're critiquing. There's a difference, you know.
There's room for improvement.
That's critiquing. Like, you're not criticizing it, saying, "Oh, this was a terrible event." I mean, you started off very, complimentary of the event, and everyone who participated, judges, down to people who helped set it up. You know what I mean? So we got to get back to being able to critique something without people taking it as a criticism. Like we just have to. We spend far too much time bickering or arguing with each other over shit that's not even that fucking important. And usually it's over words that sometimes don't even come out right. It is what it is, dude. I will say though, like I was leading into, that lends into what I said in the last episode, but also with what happened on Monday and what happened last night, as far as from my purview. So I wasn't able to go to the event. I was at our event that we were throwing, which I heard from so many people that, as far as like on the Bacardi team and in the industry as a whole, who were looking forward to coming to our event. And then the Bacardi event announces 5, 6, maybe 7 days before our event happens. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were very blindsided by it. I mean, I know the people who were participating know, because they've known for months. Mm-hmm. But again, that was my criticism before. Everything felt so secretive. It didn't feel like things are announced as much as they should be, and people don't feel as informed as much as they should be.
Yeah, because the entries were like in September.
Right.
I was like, I didn't know. I didn't hear about it till like October, mid-October.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, shit, damn near November, because I remember when you asked about it, Brandon, shout out to Brandon, like he was saying like, nah, that was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I remember that was around end of October, beginning November, around that time. But yeah, so
long story short, we're gonna do our own Coquito competition next year.
I've been trying.
I know, but we're actually, after seeing this shit, I'm like, no, we're gonna do our own one, and we're gonna make it big.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get notice of like, oh, and then we're gonna have actual Puerto Ricans on the panel.
Yeah.
To judge it. With an unbiased opinion.
I want to take it a step further. I mean. There's no wind up with that.
I'm mad.
I mean, yeah. No, I mean, I want to take it a step further, because I wanted to tell another story before saying this part, but fuck it. Let's just lead with it. Like, part of what I want to do with this show is what we've always talked about, is changing the culture. You know, we want to inform people and educate people on the culture of, you know, the service industry as a whole, not just bartending, you know, cooking, serving, hosting, managing, everything. You know, we don't want to just be pigeonholed into one thing, because the industry is not just one thing. That being said, these competitions are being done the same way everything else is being done in this world. It's, if you know, you know. Yeah. So you got to know the right people, or you don't even get to throw your hat in the ring. Like, you wanted to be a part of this competition, even though, I'll be honest with you, bro, I don't think you would have done well in this competition because of the rules that they put in.
I'm glad I wasn't.
That's not what you wanted to do. Yeah. You just was like, no, put your Coquito up against my Coquito, and we'll see who wins, bro. And that's it.
Let's go band for band.
Band for band. You know what I mean?
No, I'm glad I'm glad I didn't get in.
And that's my point, is
blessing in disguise.
We need to start shifting how these events are done. And I personally feel that, especially after what happened like last night, and on Monday night, you know, everyone's like throwing their events out there and hoping for the best, and hoping for the best attendance and outcome or whatever. But every single one of these events that I go to, and we've been here for, 5 years now, almost. Damn. And in that time, I've gone to, that's the first time you weren't talking about a person.
Yeah. I mean, technically,
I've been waiting to turn that into a clip, and now I finally got one. I've been waiting for one. I mean, that's it. All right, cool.
All right, yeah.
You'll see what it is. But anyway, my point is, I want to change that culture, because no one's gonna do it for us, because it's always you got to get in the house to make change situation. Everybody's like, you can't make changes from the outside. Yeah. And then the moment they get inside, they're a part of the machine, and then nothing fucking changes, because once they're inside, you get bombarded by so much shit, and then you got to learn to play the game, or you lose it all. That's a whole different discussion. When it comes to these competitions, why are we waiting for the big brands to do these competitions?
Yeah.
we could do our own. We need to start setting up doing our own shit.
We might not be able to send you to PR, but
we can't send you to PR. But I mean, we can figure out something. We can figure out something. Figure out some kind of way to make sure that you are being properly recognized and properly immersed in some kind of way. And we don't want your recipe. You know, like that's the other thing. Keep your recipe. Yep. Don't tell me what's in it other than if there's anything that's allergenic or just how you want to describe it. But I want to change the competition culture and make it more about the people who are actually competing instead of the people who are just sitting in an office that they just want your cocktail and they want you to wow them with a story. That's why that one guy talked for 5 minutes, because he's used to talking to people that want to hear a story. Take me on an adventure before I drink this. I can taste this. And it's like, no, the fuck you can't, Susan. Just drink the goddamn Coquito, all right? We got to fucking shift the culture, because the people in charge of what culture gets disseminated have no idea what the fuck culture is, because they have none of their own.
Yeah.
And that's not a racial thing. I'm saying from a standpoint of success, you notice the more successful people become, the further away from their culture they get. That's why a Bad Bunny is so monumental and important, because he literally has never forgotten where he came from. And now he's about to be on the Super Bowl, and Puerto Rico is going to be on the Super Bowl. And the whole island knows it. And all of the mainland knows it, which is why they're begging him on Fox News, like, come on, do a tour here. We'd love some of that money. Yeah, I bet you would.
I bet the fuck you would.
Guess what you fucking did? You fucked up. The moment you announced that he was going to be here, you let the racist motherfuckers immediately say, well, ICE is going to be there. For what?
For what?
Who can afford to go to that fucking thing?
Do you think illegal immigrants can afford to go?
Oh, God.
And that's no slight. Not saying they don't get money, but their money is going elsewhere.
Right.
To priorities and shit.
But to bring it home, usually, and that's not the case in cocktailing. I know what I'm about to say is going to hit the ears wrong. But usually, the people in positions to judge are the type of people that we're dealing with now. That's why they're the ones who say who wins, and then the people's choice never wins, usually. You know, that's why I was happy to hear that you're like, oh no, this person had the, in my opinion, second best. So that means it was the most approachable by the judges. And, you know, with their experience, hey, that's great that they picked a good cocktail to win. So I'm happy with that, but that's not always the case.
To me, the people's choice was the real winner, because that's what everybody else liked.
Yeah.
But these three people decided that one was better, I guess.
Yeah, but, you know, that also means maybe that the person who made that cocktail made it with that in mind. They made it with the thought, like, maybe they knew who the judges were. That happens a lot. One of our friends told us a story off camera once a few months back about how they went into a cocktail competition, and it was only 3 people in the competition, maybe 4. And he said, oh, I won because I made the cocktail the way that I knew the judges would like it, because I knew all the judges. So he knew he was going to win because the game was already rigged, you know? So let's start making our own shit. Let's start making our own cocktail competitions or event competitions, you know? Like, set up some fucking obstacle course kind of fun shit, get everybody fucking a little lit, and then have them go do side work for like 2 minutes. Who can roll the most silverware in 2 minutes? 4 shots in, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, let's do some fun shit. Like, and even if we got the summer coming up, let's figure it out.
Even if there's no huge grand prize, just being able to brag about it and talk shit amongst your peers. Like, out of all the people who showed up, I was the best at this. I did this. Like, oh, you think you're the best? Then show up next time.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Those are the trophies that you really fucking care about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we should do this. We have our own plans for June we can't talk about yet, but maybe we can roll that into that, you know? Maybe we could do like a trial run in May before June hits. If not, we'll do it in July, whatever. But I think that would be a lot of fun if we just throw an industry event, like throw a true industry event, set up stations, set up activities that people in the service industry really know and connect to, because that's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
This first one would be just us We don't have to worry about outsiders really coming in. It's just we just do it a service industry thing. You got to be service industry, but I think we should do that, man. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
The Tip Olympics.
And do the 10 Olympics.
No, the Tip Olympics.
The Tip Olympics.
Tip Olympics.
The Tip Olympics.
The Tip Olympics.
Yeah, I don't know. Working title.
Working title.
Working title. But yeah, so my point for bringing what I brought up earlier was like, say with like this past Monday, they scheduled an event that's right down the street from where our event is. Mm-hmm. So you got people who, and I know that theirs was already done well in advance. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. So this is how it ends up happening on this night. And then people are struggling to make it to both. Some people couldn't make it to our event because they were busy breaking down the other event. And that just always happens. So then you don't have the turnout that you want. And then people don't get to meet and network and get to know each other on a personal level. So then, like these events, the company is paying so that they get their name out there and their brand out there. But if only the same 10 people show up to everything, it's just you just have a cover tab. Basically. Because this is what happened last night. I got invited to an event down the street. It was at a bar on a rooftop. That's all I'll say. Mm-hmm. So I went to that bar on said rooftop, and on said street. And I just, I got the call, and my homie was like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "You working later?" And I'm like, "Nah." He's like, "You want to come play beer pong?" I was like, "Cool." So I sprung into action, and I went in that direction. I went to that street, and then I eventually found my way upstairs. Elevator took a while, but I got up there eventually. And so they ended up having the beer pong tables right next to the bar because there was nowhere else to put them.
That's a great spot for them.
Yeah, but there was nowhere else to put them because although there was a place to put them, but why would you do that? That makes too much sense. Mm-hmm. Because you'd have to move furniture. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. I looked and I was like, so this should be over
seats
here.
Are and everything.
But you don't want to move this, so you put it over here. But this is where everyone's trying to order. So while everyone's playing beer pong, you got people trying to order, and then the beer pong like starts bouncing up towards someone's butt, and you're like, yeah, nope, never mind. Like, you got a lot of that.
Trying to swap the ball, and then you end up patting somebody in the ass.
It was like walking through a minefield, man. So just all of that being involved in this rooftop event was already enough. And the homie who invited me, he was like, "Oh, okay, so I know this guy here. And whenever he invites me to events, I don't have a tag." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So he introduces me to him. And immediately I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's a brand rep." And he tells me the brand that he works for. And I was like, "Yeah, cool. Like, I love that brand. We'd love to be sponsored by that brand on my podcast." Because at first they're talking to me about, the bar I work at, because they're like, I'd love to be there, whatever, industry talk. Mm-hmm. But then I mentioned the podcast, and he just kind of like glances over it, and I was like, okay, yeah, we figure, we need to get our numbers up a little bit more. And he just shrugged it off, and we're just talking, and he just kind of went off to what he was doing. And then I go to play beer pong eventually. And when I go to, first of all, it was supposed to be a tournament, which we didn't know. I thought it was a one-night tournament. And they're like, no, it's a multi-week tournament.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, you didn't even organize this correctly for where it is right now. You want to do this for like a month? Okay, good luck. But I immediately think to myself, here's one brand rep over here helping fund the event and just chilling off to the side, paying for drinks. Mm-hmm. Because that's their job, and commend their job. The homies over here like, thinking they got a hookup, and I'm like, no, nigga, this is what we're here for. We need to run up their tab so that they do the spin that they're supposed to do to pay for this raggedy ass beer pong tournament. And I only say raggedy ass because the person trying to run it was also working behind the bar. I think it was the bar manager. And when I'm watching the two teams play beer pong, I see one person who clearly doesn't know how to play, but they're giving it the old college try, as they say. And then 5 minutes after the game's over, they're back behind the bar making drinks. And I was like, whoa, 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 make this make sense.
That's funny.
And so when we get to play and we start playing, just before we start playing, homie tells me, he's like, oh yeah, that's the owner. And I was like, so the owner was playing one of their employees at beer pong. I'm like, that employee either really wants to win or knows that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because when we started playing this motherfucker was like, nah, you can't reach over the table and all this other shit. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, bruh, you're on the other side of the table. How about you worry about your side of the table?
Yeah.
Let me worry about my side of the table. Especially when you're kind of reaching over the table, but your partner is lunging over the table. And I ain't said shit. But my partner literally was like, his hand was kind of going over the table a little bit, maybe this far. And dude kept walking over to our side looking like, nah, you can't go over the table, man. They're like, dude, you're just upset because we were winning. Like, we were whooping their ass. And then eventually I was just like, I don't even want to win, but I kind of want to win. Point is, when those are the people in charge of things, how do you get anything productive done? And I don't mean it as a criticism against the bar owner. Like, there's alcohol involved. They've done a lot of work to get that bar. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that as a criticism of them. I'm saying that when your focus is solely on winning to the point where you don't even understand that your employees could feel uncomfortable, to where you don't even understand that you're making guests who come into your bar feel uncomfortable because of your behavior, like that's already bad. Then you add that to an event that should not be where it is, because when your regular customers are walking in, you've been into that space. You know where I'm talking about. It's kind of confined when you first walk in, and then you kind of open out.
Yeah.
So for people, they get up there, they're like, holy shit, beer pong's happening right now. Do you want to be a part of it? No. Well, I don't know how to get through all this because this is taking up the whole space. But then you got the people who are throwing it together. And then when they're trying to explain the rules, because we were sitting there for like 15 minutes waiting for our turn, and they were like, oh no, you just got to go up to the table and say dibs. And we're like, nigga, dibs? What the fuck you mean by that? You got a whiteboard. Get your ass over there and use it. So it's just, I know this is a long-winded story. I get that. But what it highlighted for me was just that you have so many people in these positions of supposed to be getting shit done and getting it done efficiently, and they have either no idea what they're doing or their ideas just don't make sense. And a lot of times that happens because they're not of the culture of the thing that they're trying to control. Like, if you have someone who's trying to run the bar but also trying to run a beer pong tournament and they've never done the beer pong tournament, guess what? There's going to be holes. You know, if you got someone trying to be a participant in a beer pong tournament, but not realize that, hey, as the owner, maybe you shouldn't be in it. Guess what? It's gonna be, you're gonna have those moments, and we just need to start taking some time and thinking about the decisions that we're making. You're putting a competition together. You should make sure that the people who should be a part of it are a part of it, not just the people that you like or the people in your contact group. Make sure that there's true representation. And guess what? You will have the turnout that you couldn't even imagine, because if you actually take the time to respect the culture and not try to colonize it, you will get the respect of that culture.
Yep.
Soapbox off.
Yeah. No.
I'm good after that. But yeah, I also want to say thank you to everyone who came out on Monday. Like, it was a good turnout, especially for the first night. I've already talked with Mark over at Shoe. Shout out to Mark, about how we can improve the experience and make it more seamless. And I'm very excited for what we're going to be able to do with that. And Amazon always delivers on time, usually. So if I get what I'm supposed to get on Monday, we'll be able to announce the 26th which I'm very excited for.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you've been paying attention to the episode, you kind of have an idea of what the 26 theme is going to be. You know, just saying. Attention. You know, if you're paying attention, that's what it's going to be. But we
did you tell Mark and EJ?
Huh?
Did you tell Mark and EJ?
Yeah, no, they're stupid excited. EJ was texting me today. He's like, "Are we still doing it?" I was like, "Yeah, fool." Like,
okay, because
I know I haven't texted you in a couple.
I didn't
days,
know if you told them it was coming. So, and I was like, "Do I spill the beans or no? I don't. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut."
Yeah, no, I told
didn't know
before I told you.
I was excited.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be dope," because we were talking about vinyl and and it almost came up of like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah,
I don't know if it was a surprise for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know you were there when I purchased the vinyl and everything, and it hasn't been delivered yet. But as far as like me coming up with the concept for the 26, I told them before I told you because I mean, like I'm standing next to my phone. I was like, I'm gonna text them first, and you're across the fucking apartment. Like, let me text them first. I'll tell this motherfucker later. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, by the time you see this, you're not gonna give a fuck. Our views don't jump up that quickly. Usually, people have to catch up a bit. But yeah, we're looking forward to this whole Bad Bunny theme on the 26th, and I know you guys got Capicua at High Tide for the Super Bowl, which is gonna be sick. And if you don't, I'm not saying you don't want to be in that atmosphere because I love my Capicua people and I love High Tide. Shout out to Vic and Gabby and Mossy, Brandon, and everybody, you know, Brian, everybody. But if you want to stay a little bit closer to the metro, I guess I'll say, come on down to Shoe Baby. We'll make sure we have Super Bowl on music ready to go for that performance as well. So you know, at least two places you can go to watch the Super Bowl with the right type of crowd.
There's gonna be a lot of places in downtown too. I saw a post about the Latin district. So
yeah. But again, like not everyone knows where to go because you can see an advertisement for where to go, and then you get there and it's just fucking insane. You're like, this is not what I came here for, you know.
I think I'm going to take the initiative and make a TikTok for my place to get people to go there, not just for like Capicua, but like just to tell people like, hey, there's this place called High Tide. Yeah, XYZ, because I think I got some enough footage from the thing. Anyways, doesn't matter.
This is all stuff you don't care about that much.
Blah blah blah.
But yeah, representation matters.
It does. Bacardi. I mean, like, I fuck with Bacardi. I put it in my Coquito. We got the little Bacardi coasters there and everything like that. Like, I fuck with Bacardi. This isn't a Bacardi hate take.
Yeah, there's no shade here.
There's not. Absolutely like, I fuck with Bacardi.
Even in what I said, there's no shade. You know, even with the people I talk about, there's no shade. It's just it's literally just an observation of
all it is.
What I'm seeing is just like, okay, we can tighten these things up a bit to help reshape the culture. You know, we're just in a time to do it.
Yeah, and you know, it's a real critique coming from me because I'm not actually talking shit. I'm actually making sure I'm articulating my words and sentences so where it doesn't come off one way. Because if I was hating, it would sound different. You know what my hating sounds like. It doesn't sound.
You know what my hate sounds like.
It doesn't sound like this. Like, you know what, this is an actual critique. So you know I'm not just like talking shit this time.
Yeah. I mean, next time Bacardi has an event, we'd love to get an invite to be able to come there and interview some people, you know, do some things, or any other brand out there if you happen to be listening. I mean, that's part of what we do, or what we really want to do is be at those events. We don't want to just record at home. It's just, this is where we're at right now. These are the episodes we're doing. But I mean, if you want us to stop talking shit, prove us wrong. Bring us there. Yeah. Show us your process. Tell us what goes behind these decisions that you make. Because as of right now, it seems like you're just going with your homie that you know, and I don't know them, but I know the drink that I'm supposed to be getting. Yeah. And I don't know them. And
this person's knowledgeable and has this on their resume, so let's just throw them there. And it's like, but you forgot the one key component.
Yeah. It's like Marvel casting the same people to play roles. Yeah. Let's get some new blood in there.
Yeah.
You know?
New faces.
Miles should be Puerto Rican. All right.
That one I'm kind of like about, but like,
nah, he should be Puerto Rican. As an Afro Latino myself, he needs to be Afro Latino. Like I know that
I've been coming around a little bit more
later, so I don't have an attachment to him the way that you would. But at the same time, as an Afro Latino, especially Black and Puerto Rican, that character, as though I didn't grow up with it, that character's existence means a lot to me, and I want to see that character portrayed the correct way.
Yeah,
and you can go out there and get a new actor who would love to play the role. You don't need to go after someone, and no shade to anyone, because I know who certain people, certain fans are campaigning for, and I'm not even saying that they wouldn't kill it, because the fan castings I've seen have been really fucking good. It's just that
you're missing that key component.
You're missing that key component.
For sure. Yeah, I've been coming around more about that. I just miss, this is completely irrelevant, I just miss the days of Hollywood in the early 2000s when they were casting no-name people in these big roles, and then and that was like their golden ticket. But now Hollywood just uses the same fucking people. Like, what happened to using these no-name actors where people, or I don't want to say no-name, but like unheard of, like really unestablished, and giving them their shot and they kill it. Like, I miss those days, man.
Sounds the same as these competitions to me.
God,
I hear people talk about it. It sounds like they miss those days when it was a big competition and you had people coming from all different backgrounds, but being a part of whatever culture it was that the competition was about and showcasing what they wanted. And then a lot of those people stopped coming to those competitions because the judges weren't voting for them because they didn't look like them. The judges were voting for their friends. And it was like, okay, so why am I going to put in all this effort into this cocktail if you're not even going to choose me just because of the color of my skin, when the color of my skin matches the cocktails that I'm supposed to be fucking making because it's of my culture? Sorry. That doesn't make sense to me. And I agree with those people. But if these companies don't want to, take care of them, we'll build our own. There's enough of us. We outnumber them. Like, the biggest mistake that all of these people in power have made, in my opinion, is that they've shown us how stronger we are together and reminded us of how much we outnumber them. So with that said, I say cheers to the staff.
Cheers to the staff. I'm actually glad I didn't enter, because I'm sure my mom would have kicked my ass if I saw if I give out the recipe.